Everyone, welcome to the city council meeting. If you give me the thumbs up when you're ready, Aaron.
Okay.
The Anamosa City Council agenda regular session Monday, July 22nd, 2024, 6 p.m. Anamosa Library and Learning Center. 1.0 roll call.
Huh?
Here.
Hunter,
Here.
Dan Smith,
Here.
Kay Smith, here, Tukin, here, Weimer,
Here. All members are present in council chambers. 2.0 pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Apologize for the late start, but sometimes technical difficulties not be overcome quickly. You already have it, please silence your cell phones. 3.0 consent agenda review and approve. I will read the three items. Council can make a motion that includes consent, which will bring all of the three up for a vote, or they can make a motion on any of the individual items. Item A, minutes from July 8th, 2024, regular session. Item B, current bills. Item C, noise, street closure permit application.
Second.
Motion by Kay, second by Rich. Council discussion on any of the three items.
I've got a couple of questions. On the first page of the expense report under fire service, see that we, looks like we have now purchased the fire truck chassis. Is that was budgeted for this year, or did that come out last year?
So the budget for this year, we're going to be working through Spirit Financial. It's going to require a bond. Discussed last year, a year and a half ago, under the prior city administrator, got to get those specs in place.
So would that be ordered the chassis then, or it's here?
It's here.
The other ones I had questions on were under the page 4, under the water fund. Looks like we had 2 curb stop repairs for 1,550 each. Same property. I guess I've got a couple of questions. Do we have actually 2 curb stop repairs? Or is that just that place? And also, is this the same place that we had the curb stop?
No, these are two more.
2 separate, I guess. I don't.
These are two separate curb stops. I did not, it was not a duplication or anything like that. It's just, when they got in there, they obviously didn't get the address.
Do we have any idea on average how many curb stop? What's the normal curb stop? What is there?
We won't operate it. Whether it's spent, broken, full of mud and debris. For some reason, we can't get on with our bench and turn it. There's a couple of them we've had where the curb stop is only supposed to be a quarter turn valve. And some point in time it got broken, and then it'll sit there and it'll spin 360. Well, that's considered a bad curb stop because you don't know for sure whether you got it off or you got it on all the way. You don't get the suns.
Thank you.
Did we get more than one quote, please?
For the curb stop?
Yeah.
We did that all earlier before we started this one.
Who'd you ask and ask?
We got quotes from Derek, obviously the one that we're doing now. We had them from Elite Construction, and we had them from Shaker. When we first started this project. And since I figured this would probably come up, from 7/22 of last year till 4/9 of this year, a reconstruction did 5 curb stops for it. And so I didn't go back any farther. And so far, Jarrett County has been 3/4 since the second.
As far as debris and stuff. We have a valve turner, correct?
Yes, we do.
It's got high pressure water
Yes, we do.
and you can suck them out, right?
That is the property owners is supposed to, if you read the definition of the ordinance, it says that the curb stop is the property owners and they're supposed to take and maintain. But most of them have been the fact that they have been broken. But I don't think we've had one in a long time that's been pretty big.
Thank you. Oh, one more question on your pump. What happened to that pump?
Which,
MVP or repair on the pump?
yes, I had seal pit. Put in water,
Which one was that?
it was in the pit.
Yeah.
The one down where you put the cover over the.
Oh. That's getting pretty high price. Did you look at a new one?
Yes, I did. It was, but I didn't feel I had the money sitting there to buy a new one, so I went with repairs.
No, thank you.
You know, the, first, what? So the ones that show up on, obviously, the city billing is ones that the homeowner did not decided that, for what if somebody did not take care of it?
Correct, and then, so the city policy is, we find a curb stop is inoperable. We let Madison know. Madison then sends the homeowner a letter that gives them 60 days to repair the curb stop. After the 60 days, if the curb stop has not been repaired, Madison then lets me know, and then we go out to one of the contractors we talk to, and then we get it repaired, so we can get it shut off.
So it sounds like you said 8 of them have been repaired last year.
Year and a half. Well, yeah, it was, yeah. Basically, we had it.
The city put up the money up front.
We put it up front, we pay the contractor, and then Penny puts it, sends it to the homeowner.
But that's only if the homeowner doesn't take responsibility and do it him or herself.
Exactly. We do get some of them that we get the letter sent. The homeowner takes care of them and then go on with that process.
Yes.
These are the ones that just don't.
With curb stops are being repaired in a year's time.
Well, part of the problem is, when I first got here, there was a bunch of them that didn't work. We probably done maybe 30 in 3 years. No, not every year, I'm saying full. In 3 years, I'm guessing that we've done about 30 of them, because they just won't get fixed. Nobody was pushing them to get fixed, is what I was told. So whether or not that's true, I don't know. That's just what I was told by the last utility bill.
It just seems like to me, and I'm just throwing this out there, because obviously I know a little bit about it. Beforehand, we were fixing a lot of these. And a lot of cities look at the curb stop, it's curb stop to Main. And we're going curb stop to the homeowner. Is that correct?
The city ordinance states that the entire service line belongs to the home.
And I think there's ways we can help our citizens out. When you have a hydro excavator, you could excavate it. You could have somebody come in and put a stem on it. And we've already paid for the equipment. That's where I have the problem.
Who's gonna foot the bill?
The bill for what?
The bill for the man hours for doing the hydro excavating, the
The
equipment
taxpayers
rental.
paying for all that equipment.
So they have to, everybody has to pay for it a second time?
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying, Dan, it's that they paid for it first, but the ordinance says.
I think we need to look at how we do the curb stops. At the ordinance.
I'm just going by the rules that I've been.
My thing is, we need to work for the public.
Mhm.
Reduce the cost to the public. We want to hire everything done. You can do this in-house.
But again, we have to then recoup those costs because it's.
So why can't the city do it and charge them $1,850?
That's what the council decides we'll do, but then we're gonna pick something else that we're not gonna be able to do. The other, Jeremiah and I had the conversation, what happens if we accidentally step on somebody's $5,000 cost?
What if you cut a fiber line?
Well, that could happen too.
You have an excavator, it's no different. I'm just frustrated, I'm sorry. But I think we need to work more for the public. The curb stop issue, I think, is not. I know the ordinance says what it says, but I don't think that's a good system at all, because the curb stop can be broke forever, and the only person who needs to shut it off is water. Unless the homeowner needs to put a new bathroom. So basically, if somebody doesn't pay the water, the town will put it forward, now they're getting slammed with another $1,850. But they could afford the water. So, I'm just saying, not saying it should be free, I'm not saying that at all, I'm just saying that's really a poor way. Are we having a problem collecting our money once we return these, Jeremiah?
Not specifically to my knowledge, but it does take time. You know, there's not always, funds, whether we impose those funds or whether a contractor does. I think the biggest thing is Steve has mentioned, you know, this is written in the ordinance this way, and not just in this spot. As Brooke just mentioned, you know, the ordinance also says they have to have a working curb stop. So we have to change multiple sections of the ordinance, not just this one that says procedurally, this is how we handle it, but also require them or take that out of there to say, you don't necessarily have to have a working curb stop. And I mean, I think it is a fair point, that, you know, we would be incurring costs one way or the other, whether we're asking them to pay us the $18,000 or $1,800, or whether they are paying somebody else and we're getting reimbursed, is still costing money. You know, I know Madison works with some of the, you know, on other water issues with trying to come up with payment plans, things like that to help people out. I think we just have a lot of working curb stops, but you have to do something.
Yes, I don't know anything about fixing water mains or anything else like that. But while I get that we can't as a city not get paid back for our staff's time if they're the ones that are doing work, it does seem to me that if we own the equipment that can be used to do the same thing we're farming out to an outside source, not only are we paying the outside source their labor fee, but we're renting their equipment. I could be wrong, I don't look at any bills, but it would seem to me that there might be some benefit potentially, instead of $1,800 repair bill where we're paying someone else for their equipment and their time, that we've already got the equipment in-house and it's paid for, so now it would be paid of labor since the equipment already is owned, so there could be a savings both to the city as well as to the homeowner. If we can take $1,800 bill from a contractor and compare it down to $1,000. I mean, I don't want broken equipment. I want broken water mains or water shut-offs or whatever but I just. We're using our money to pay a contractor. And we're hoping that we're gonna collect it. Through either, I guess, tax assessments or. Seems like we're loaning out our money at no interest. And we need to be able to use our money to fund other things. That will.
Is the curb stop repair 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 hours, 2 days? How long does it take?
That's, if it's a matter of a copper line that you could dig up and repair, crimp the line and repair the curb stop. It's probably talking 2 to 3 hours, I'm guessing, rough guesstimate. But a lot of people are gonna be pretty unhappy with the size hole that we have to dig because we're gonna put the shoring in the hole to dig that. And then we're gonna have to repair, probably not gonna have to repair the sidewalk also with that.
Well, let me interrupt you. You don't have to dig all these with an excavator. You have a hydro excavator.
Yes, we do, but if the curb stop is over 5 foot deep, we have to get it big enough to get shoring in there to be safe enough. So we don't hurt our people.
Thank the contractor.
But also,
Yeah.
well, if they choose not to do that,
We don't have someone on site to look after the work.
we usually, they go and take care of it. And we come back after the fact or do a site check after the fact to make sure the curb stop works. We don't sit there and babysit them while they do it. That we do not do.
Talk about the curb stops, these little round plates that are in my front yard, on the street side of the sidewalk that sometimes stick up or sometimes. So the repairs are sometimes when my mower goes over the top of mine, and it clips the top off.
No, usually it's the valve that's down in the ground, that's usually over 4 foot. Some places they're deeper, some places they're.
Any question or other comments on the 3 agenda items that we have a motion for?
Well, I have one more comment about the curb stops. We used to rig a council member over. Because their family did a lot of plumbing work in this town. And we got rigged over by the auditors, is that right, Rich? It was brought up 2 or 3 times.
The only thing they ever raked him over was the fact that I think his family, who he was not an owner of, did business with the city, but he personally was not an owner of the company.
There's nothing else. I'll go to the public and ask the public has any comment. Nothing. Penny, would you conduct the roll vote?
That's Calvert,
Yeah.
Dan Smith,
Yes.
Kay Smith. Yes. Tukin. Yes. Weimer,
Yeah,
Crump,
Yes,
Motion to approve. Carried. 4.0 public hearings. 4.1 public hearing. Status of funded activities for downtown revitalization project. Item A, mayor opens the public hearing. The public hearing is considered open at this time. And the meeting proceed.
Hi, I'm Hannah Robinson, I'm from EasyCog and the grant administrator on the downtown revitalization project. As required for this hearing, it is noted that the Iowa Economic Development Authority awarded the city of Anamosa and CDBG downtown revitalization contract in the amount of $650,000 for the rehab of 8 building facades covering 10 addresses in downtown Anamosa. The funds were released on May 15th, 2023, and construction is currently underway. Through June 20th, 2024, a total of 202,588 has been invoiced. 41,742 for construction, 138,495 for architectural, $16,051 for grant administration, and $6,300 for environmental materials testing and research. Local funds in the amount of $74,864 have been utilized. To date, $127,724,000 of grant funds have been requested, and $522,276 in remaining funds to be reimbursed. Brick, chimney, and limestone repairs are complete. Windows and window trim are now 75% complete. Finished carpentry and interior storefront work are 50% complete. Roof repairs and exterior paint are 25% complete. And gutter repairs, signage, awning, and canopy installation projects. No changes have been made to the project budget, performance targets, activity schedules, project scope, location, objectives, or beneficiaries, with the exception that owners 104 Main dropped out of the budget after the application was submitted and before the contract was awarded. The substantial and final completion dates remain unchanged, with substantial completion being August 16th, 2024, and final being September 15th, 2000.
So any questions on briefing? Item C, mayor closes the public hearing. Public hearing is now closed. 5.0 proclamation, none. 6.0 postponed items, none. 7.0 council action items. 7.1 review and approve architectural service agreement with Martin Garner Architecture for phase 3 of the CDBG downtown facade revitalization project. Gary Love.
All right, do you guys have any questions on the grant contract?
What's the completion date, Eric, for this project?
For phase 3, we won't know until the state until we get funding. We can't know because 3 years from the time they announce it.
Okay.
I'll move to approve.
Motion by Rich, second by Todd. Council discussion. Public comment. Kenny?
Yes.
Eastman? Yes. Christian? Yes. Robert?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Wyman?
Yes.
Motion to approve, Gary. Thanks, Gary. 7.2, review and approve, appointing county resident Edward Green to the library board. Here.
Second.
Motion by Kay, second by Dan. Council discussion.
Because if you want, but basically it shows every few years you have to go through and reappoint a representative, and this should go through council. And it's one person, and also goes through PennDOT or but to go ahead and do that. So
Public comment. Kenny?
Christian?
yes.
Wyman?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion to approve, carried. 7.3, review and approve. Proceed with fiscal year 25 street improvement projects not to exceed $177,927,027.
Good evening, Chamber of Street Superintendent. In the packet is everything that, we would like to do. The first 2 pages are correct ceiling. And we want to do that on the new streets that we just put in and smaller streets. So what the correct ceiling does is it doesn't let moisture down underneath the concrete, which will keep it from heating. There's quite a few, projects for that one. The second page is one, well, it's the third page, I'm sorry. Third page, is one up here on Third Street. There's a wall and a curb. And the crack seal has failed and it's, the water is going through the wall. And any of it is done. We want to get those done. So the price for that, just rough guess, for the crack ceiling is about 30,000. Give or take some change. And then, the asphalting of streets and alleys, which were mentioned, back when we were doing the budget. We've had to tweak some just to get everything in. We are not going to do the curb and gutter on East Main, because we didn't have enough money this year, so we're going to do as many, streets and alleys as we can, with the money this year, and hopefully next year we'll do 2 or 3 streets of curb and gutter. Yeah. So we got lots of, there's a couple streets that are getting this overlaid. And, there's a few streets that are gonna be ripped out.
So Shane, I noticed some of this stuff is 3-inch, 2-inch and 2.5 inches.
Yeah, so the 2-inch stuff is where they're not having to go in and rip it out and start over. They're just going to put it over the top, which is saving us money. 3-inch means that, there's probably no dump trucks or garbage trucks going down the alley. So we can get by with 3-inch. Also, maybe we're gonna have to add a little rock for a good base. And I did, put about 8 or 9,000 in for rock. We may not use that, but we have to have that trusted.
Can we get rock cheaper than this price?
If we hold ourselves, but normally we're busy when they're needing them. That's just a rough guess. I also talked to them about, we've got a stack of millings, using that. And so our price will come down a little, I sent down a Brad on that last week. And, if we go through it and we're not busy that day, we can sure haul it.
That's a good idea. And then on the manholes, $920 per manhole.
Yeah, they don't normally have to do them anymore.
We used to do them in.
Yep, well, we haven't, the last couple of years, we haven't had to, they ground out and then they just laid up to them. So that's what they're gonna do again. And there's only maybe 2 alleys with,
Manhole.
manholes and no streets this year. But yeah, if we're doing manhole, we'll probably do those ones. They just put it in there, so it's like a safety for them. We don't pay it. We don't pay it if they don't do it. But I'll have more streets and alleys to do next year, so. I'm just trying to get as much done for our bang for our buck as we can.
Then I got a couple more questions. You know where Brian Hurt lives? Up behind,
It's the first alley.
yeah, that alley's only half done.
What?
Yeah. I grew up there and looked at it. And the same in my alley.
You're already getting done. It's under.
They stopped it behind my driveway. That whole parking lot, you know, we've been up there, it's a mess.
We just have to do down the middle.
Yeah.
I don't have to do their parking lot. But that's it, your alley and then Pine Street getting done between William Street and clear.
If you get time, just run up through Brian Herzog, take a look at it, but
I probably won't do that one this year because I have some other alleys that
but it was only half done, is what I'm saying, I don't know why they stopped. But,
are designed.
thank you.
Yep,
Guess I'm somewhat confused, Shane, on the variation in the fitness. I'm not saying all of them, but it certainly appears in most of these projects or cases in front of us. The streets are getting 2.5 inch overlay.
which will last 20 years.
So do they grind down?
Mhm.
Overlay over top of what is ground?
There's only one street that they're not grinding in, Pine Street between Cedar, or Davis and Williams. Cause that's got a good base.
The reason for the grinding. There's probably multiple, but also maintains the curb area, so you don't have a.
You, we don't wanna be higher than the curve. There's a lot of streets in town that they went over it instead of grinding it, and now the asphalt is 2 inches above. So there you lost 2 inches of your curb. We're talking about Fifth Street. They did that to Fifth Street. They overlaid Fifth Street and there's no curb. So where does that water go? We have a 3 inch rain and people go.
Just for what for clarification.
Yep.
Council will receive inquiries as to, cost of project and why you gotta grind it, so.
Well, we grind what we have to, and we try not to grind. We try to use that base. That base is like a gravel road. County put in Mac base last spring because they were having so many people getting stuck. Once they put the Mac base down, they got that established, they put 3 inches of rock over the top. They should have paved it, but they didn't have the trouble this year. What I'm saying is that they did what it was supposed to do. We're doing what we hope is the best to our ability. This stuff is supposed to last 20 years. And an alley might last 30, 35, or it's not highly traveled.
Why then are the alleys have an overlay of 3 inches?
Because of the garbage truck. Because some of these alleys, garbage trucks, like the one at the old dentist office, I didn't know they were moving when we had these done, but that alley is terrible. And it's because the garbage truck had to pick up there, it still will because of Snyder, whoever gets the other end of that building. But that garbage truck pulls in there, and so that 3 inches is gonna hold the weight of that garbage truck. And that's all, the garbage truck's not getting any smaller. They're coming in with cheaters, they're getting in double axles now. We're adding a lot of weight. We can put our tickets down the alley.
Trucks you talk about are rolling down the streets, so.
Yep, but our streets are thicker. Our streets are 8, well, in some places 10 inches thick. So, yes, we want them to stay on the main drag, but and I know that they're going off. Cause it's not convenient to throw your garbage out front.
The question I was
Yeah.
raising to you is the same question you raised to me.
Yep.
Decided to do it, so.
Yep.
Just trying to give the public the information. The one that, I'm raising is, did we get 3 bids on this?
So last year, we kind of had a falling out with, an asphalt place in Marion. They wanted us to sign the contract. And then they wanted half the money down. And then I called, Helen last year, and they were 3 times as much as these guys. And they've always done us a great job. I'm actually having them bid the fire station right now.
Bet you're gonna get 3 bids on that, Shane.
I'm gonna get 2 bids on that. Yep, Helen's bidding it and Cleveland's bidding it.
You ever talked to Prairie Road? Well,
Where they out of?
yes. up north somewhere, I can't tell you where, but they did the wastewater, stuff down there. They did a good job.
These guys have done a good job for us to cut corners or cut money to keep us.
Just giving you,
Yep. I just don't like being held to the gun, that we have to give them half the money down if we didn't use them, and I'm like, yeah.
Appreciate you wanting to save the city money, but again, as we talked earlier, there are ordinances that we have to abide by. If this price tag, it qualifies as multiple bids, so.
any plan on doing any curb and gutter up there on Pine and Williams? There's nothing there, right?
No, we're gonna leave it right now, cause it flows to Davis. And we can always do curb and gutter later. But right now, we don't have the money for curb and gutter. And I need to really do curb and gutter on, East Main, Macokota. Probably 10th Street, but 10th Street is total reconstruct. There's curb and gutter needed on South Sale. I mean, we're talking in millions. Once you start looking at curb and gutter.
You have,
So,
you actually have a street program where you have, total reconstruction earmarked.
not yet, but it's on the radar.
Okay.
It's all about the money, because, I need all the other two departments for 3 projects. And that's, Peter, Huber, F Street. Well, then we gotta talk about, we're gonna start talking about, North Fork. Cause they're gonna, the county's doing X-31. Are we gonna do our bumpy part from the edge of Liberty out to the city limits? That's another big one. They're gonna start, they're putting in the culverts right now. It's either next year or the year after.
We have a 5-year plan of what streets we're planning on doing.
So Jeremiah and I are gonna sit down and do that soon. We just been busy doing other things.
It's state when we count. It's gonna be budget time before we know it, pretty soon, and we're gonna need $1,000 of repairs, but we already know that we don't have millions of dollars just laying around, so it'd be probably helpful for us at budget time to have, even if it's just a preliminary 3 to 5 year plan, so we can have some idea of moving forward, what we're going to be educating ourselves as well as public about as far as where the money's going to be spent.
I don't think we have a timetable, but during this past budget season, we presented the A, B, and C. That's closest to the half of the priority. So we-
Discussion on the improvement projects. I don't have those that we've got a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
One second.
Motion by Rick, second by Dana. Any further council discussion?
The only comment I have, the city can figure out ways to save money on rock.
We discussed it. Well, I mean, I'm looking into doing that. They just put it on here just in case we can't.
I'm just throwing out there.
Yep, no, it's fine. I just, we discussed it.
Any public comment? Cindy, would you conduct a roll call, please?
Weiner,
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Casey, yes. Yes.
Motion to approve, carried. Thanks, Shane.
Yep.
7.4, review and approve. Oop, yep, that's right. 7.4, review and approve purchase of volleyball net system. In the amount of $3,812.65 for the Parks and Recreation Department. Gail, you'll
Yeah, Parks and Rec Department. Our volleyball posts currently are just in really rough shape. I don't know how many people have actually seen them. They're 30 years old, weigh 78 pounds. It's just too much of a workload for myself and staff to do every single week. And especially the volleyball season coming up. And we're looking for and budgeted for previously.
Move to approve. Second.
by Kay, second by Teresa. Council discussion.
Or are you just getting one system?
Yeah, one system and then the plan is for next year to redo the other one.
Discussion. Public comment? Ben?
Yes.
Albert,
Yes.
Dan Smith,
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Tukin,
Yes.
Eastman,
Yes.
Motion to approve carried. Thanks for that one, Kale. 7.5, review and approve purchase of city recreation management software in the amount of $9,588 for the initial investment. Gail,
So this is something I've also been working on since my arrival. I think it's really important to our department and our community. This will help create a lot of the problems we currently face, including communication, that kind of stuff. Online processing that would be huge for us. This kind of just gives us the capability to have everything online in one centralized location. And then what it offers is necessarily endless. You get activities, you can be management, facility reservation, LCC memberships, all the stuff, the aquacore concessions, it can all be done in one spot. It can all be done in touch someone's hand. There's an app where they can pull it out. There's a dashboard of everything that's currently open, everything that's going on, that kind of stuff. So it would greatly help both myself and the rest of our staff, not only in our time, but everyone else's as well. And Nick is also here with Civic Club for any additional questions.
And you'll see,
Yes, so the initial purchase for the first year is at 9,500. And then every year after that, if we do continue, which I plan on bringing this to council year after year, present our benefits and downfall. But after that, it'd be 5,500 with 5%.
So this is gonna help streamline things for you a little bit more, right?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
people can be able to do other things. Be kind of
Yep.
more for the user end of this, like sense. Volleyball for
Exactly.
it helps efficiency with staff.
Yep. Yep. I probably spend roughly 2 hours a day going through registration, putting them on an Excel sheet, and then emailing them from there. When with this software, I can click a couple buttons and that's it.
And does this allow the user then to pay the entry fee and everything?
Online. And this is compatible with current card processors for the city, so that's a benefit as well.
So would you be able to have an email base in this, so you could email out or text message out, say, hey, we're closed for repairs or bad weather, whatever, to all the members?
Yes, so it does have email or SMS blasts, which can be done through text message. So that would be the LCC is closed, the aquacore is closed, you can send it out to everybody that has a swim pass for the season. You can send it to all those users just with a simple click of a button. That would also be beneficial for fall seasons when we have to cancel or adjust game times. We can do it all at once instead of individually emailing every single person.
by the time, this is what I'm thinking. You cancel a volleyball thing at 2:00 in the afternoon, all of the volleyball players at the school. Are you gonna notify them then, so they're all gonna be on the phone instead of school?
So most of it will go to their parents. So hopefully we don't have to worry about that part. But yeah. Yeah. And and I have worked with this software in previous employers, so I'm pretty familiar with it. This cost does include training for all of our staff as well, so they would get on par with that.
Yeah, I had one question. We talked about this quite a bit. I just kind of thought of this today, but what kind of training or how long do you think until? And I'm sure, this program, they pride themselves in trying to make it as easy as possible to learn, but from your experience, is it something that can be picked up pretty easily and quickly, or, they provide training?
Yes, in my opinion, very. Began in my previous position.
Follow up a little bit on Kate's question. Can you add the different school, middle school, high school? A little bit.
Yeah, it would be as simple as adding different contacts to the membership system and selecting whatever category.
So how much time per week do you think this would save?
At least 10 hours a week, and it's just myself. This is more Chris's line of duty, so I often step in to help him, especially when he's in the job report most of the time. So this would help us all tremendously, us as well as the front desk, instead of having the constant line of people trying to take the memberships and all that at home.
So I'm hearing you're rather versed with this software. I definitely believe our transition from the city would be relatively painless.
That is the plan.
My concern though would be the public side of this because it's all new.
Yep.
And we have various ages that utilize the LCC and the activities. Typically, an older age would struggle, more likely struggle with this electronic app.
Yeah.
So how much time do you anticipate in the growing pains getting through will have to be allocated for this?
Yeah, I do plan, at least for the first couple months, it will be a little rough through the transition period. But people can still come into the LTC, our front desk members will still be trained properly. So if you wanted to come in and sign, what you'd like to sign up for, tell them your name, and then pay a card, or cash check. So it would be the same similar process. We can still do that with this software. We just add more capabilities.
City staff navigates through this software for them.
Yes.
Not you got to go back to the old way.
No.
Handwriting or hand.
Yeah.
If you get this program, is there a way that maybe you can put some kind of announcement in the newspaper or even through the library, something out there that says, hey, we've got this system. Here's where you can go look at it. I understand what Rod's saying, and it would seem to me that if we could get the word out, Facebook or through all of it, sort of that.
Yeah, we absolutely plan on doing that kind of stuff. And I was kind of figuring continue with paper as well for those that didn't want to transition right away.
As far as the payment, how clear, what type of trail is there to show that payment has been made, processed through? Then I guess how does it link city?
That might be a better question for Nick. Nick, you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Say that again.
I am here. Can you hear me?
Good evening, Nick.
Good evening.
Not sure if you heard my question. I'm curious as how the financial payments will link to the city. Will they all stay within the Park and Recs control, and then some type of documentation, whether it's email or whatever, gets handed off to City Hall staff?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So what's great about our system is it is fully integrated with global payments for payment processing. So what happens is when I, as a citizen, go and sign up for a yoga class on your registration page, when that citizen pays with their credit card, that payment will be immediately processed. If I was to go 1 minute after that payment has been processed as your city clerk and go and view a report within the recreation management software, I would see that Nick Glasgow has signed up for this yoga program. Kale will have the option to set it up so where his staff can be notified every time somebody signs up, if he wants to. One of the really cool parts about our reporting tools within the system is also that your finance team can also schedule financial reports to come to them. So whether that be broken down in a transaction format or a general ledger format, all that data will be at their fingertips for them to see. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I believe it did. So, so if I'm hearing it correctly, City Hall staff is going to have to be brought up to speed because it sounds like the payment going right to the City Hall side.
So also the other payment is very similar to what payment deals with currently, so we'll still kind of use our same reports we do now and we'll break down registration like we currently do. So for their side, it's gonna be pretty similar to how we currently go about it.
I should have known. Why would I want to dollar? Kenny and her team, they wouldn't know what to do with it. Sorry. Anything else?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Motion by Rich, second by Todd. Further conference, public comment. Any?
Elmer,
Yeah.
Dan Smith. Yes. Kate Smith. Yes. Hogan. Yes. Tom.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion to approve, period. Gail, thanks for giving us the presentation on that. Nick, thank you for being available to answer the question. 7.6, review and approve lease of real estate mortgage from August 29, 2018 for Charlotte Check.
I don't know that anything additional needs to be explained on this. The transaction is essentially occurred.
Move to approve. Motion by Rich, second by Kate. Also discussion. So this is dating forward all. Public comment?
Dan Smith.
Yes.
Hogan. Yes. Weimer.
Yes.
Albert.
Yes.
Tom.
Yes.
And Kate Smith. Yes.
Motion to approve, carried. 7.7, review and approve consent agenda. Pay request totaling $163,607.02. There are two items. I will read both of them. At that time, council can make a motion that includes consent, or they can make a motion on the individual item. Item A, from Pierce Tobin Construction, in the amount of $35,484.25 for the Second Street Lift Station project. Item B, from Peak Construction, in the amount of $128,122.77 for Phase 2 Downtown Revitalization Project.
So this closes up Second Street lift station project.
I want to say yes, I can't remember if the thing which is still left.
Well, so, this pay request is for the full release of retaining.
Yes, yep.
That's correct.
Is everything working well with that?
Working great.
No punch list items, nothing?
They're all taken care of.
Was considered complete. It's Schneider, the firm. So we basically are at the point where they signed off and everything is of acceptable quality.
I believe they included their letter. Oh, if they should have the letter on the front, they have signed off on that.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Motion by Rich, second by Dan. Further council discussion? Public comment? Okay, please.
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Consent motion carried. 8.0 city administrator. I have. Council have any question or comments for Jeremiah? 9.0 mayor and council reports. 9.1 mayor's report. We'll follow along with Jeremiah. I have nothing as well. 9.2 council reports.
I met with the EMS group last week. Just a couple of things. Brenda Leonard sent out an email on Monday saying that the state has opened up the hazard mitigation grant program notice of interest for disasters number 4779 and 4784 in Iowa. 4784 was for severe storm, tornadoes, and flooding between May 20th and May 31st of this year. Program number 4779 was for severe storms and tornadoes for April 26th and 27th of this year. I don't know if we have any damages, but indicated she hadn't heard any dollar amounts yet, but if we have a mitigation project that we've been waiting funding for, we get our, I guess, notice of interest in ASAP according to her. She also at that meeting indicated that hazard mitigation plan that we just finished one prior to that meeting. There was some, I guess, interest or information regarding flash flooding. I don't know if our hazard mitigation plan has anything in it for purposes of flash flooding, but if we don't have anything in our hazard mitigation plan that we want to, because there may be grant money available for the future if we're going to have consider flash flooding that we have multiple river leaks that run through and sometimes banks a little bit, but that was the gist of that part of the meeting, they also, I think, are moving forward with emergency communications stuff. People are, Bill mentioned that they're getting ready to do a presentation in August about traffic incident management or TIMS training, August 21st. I think that's a lot of what our police departments and fire departments go through to manage traffic control on incidences on highways to make sure people not, side of the road, how that's set up. Sounds like kind of interesting training. I think anybody that wants to attend, so if you're bored on August 21st, I think that may be a good amount.
Additional. 10.0, public comment for items not on the agenda. 11.0, adjournment. See you meeting. Taking time off.